In previous class, we have seen convection at boundaries. Now we are going to see the analysis of composite slab connected in series with convection at boundaries. So what is meant by composite slab? Two different materials connected together. Okay, that is known as composite slab. This is the first material and this is second material. First material having a thermal conductivity value of K1 and second material having a thermal conductivity K2. Okay, now this is the area, height into width. Now say TA is greater than TB. Now TA is greater than TB. We know that heat transfer takes place from higher temperature to lower temperature. Now this is the heat flow direction. Now L1 is thickness of first slab and L2 is thickness of the second slab. Now the mode of heat transfer from TA to T1 is convection, because heat is transferring from fluid medium to solid surface. T1, this is TA. Now from TA to T1, the mode of heat transfer is convection. Then the type of resistance is convective resistance. Okay, say RA is convective resistance. Now in the slab, in the first plane slab, from T1 to T2, we know that in solid the mode of heat transfer is conduction. Therefore the type of resistance is conductive resistance. Here R1 is conductive resistance. Next, from T2 to T3, the mode of heat transfer is conduction. Then the type of resistance is conductive resistance, that is say R2. Next, from T3 to TB, the mode of heat transfer from solid surface to fluid medium, the mode of heat transfer is convection. Therefore the type of resistance is RB, that is convective resistance. Now write down delta T equal to QR. Now listen carefully, this is very important. Delta T equal to QR. Here R is total resistance, or you can say effective resistance. Now which delta T we are going to take? If you take delta T as TA minus TB, you have to take the resistances in between TA to TB. If you take delta T as TA minus T3, you have to take the resistances in between TA to T3. Hope you understood. Now let's take delta T TA minus TB QR. Remember this equation, delta T equal to QR, very important in conduction topic. Now R effective. Now we have to take the total resistances in between TA to TB. Now what are the resistance in between TA to TB? RA convective resistance, R1, R2 conductive resistance, RB is convective resistance. Therefore RA plus R1 plus R2 plus RB. Hope you understood. Now expand RA, R1, R2 and RB. Now what is delta T? TA minus TB is equal to Q into. Now we know that RA is convective resistance, RA and RB are convective resistance. What is the convective resistance formula? 1 divided by HA. Okay. Now, okay, we will indicate with terms. We know that convective resistance formula is 1 by H area. Now RA, I will write there. Now what are conductive resistance? R1 and R2 are conductive resistances. Hope you understood. Now conductive resistance in plane slab formula, L divided by K into area. Okay. Now RA. Now what is RA? Conductive resistance 1 divided by H suffix A into area with represent to left side surface plus R1. What is R1? R1 is conductive resistance. What is the formula? L by K. Now what is R1? The resistance occurred in the first plane slab. So the thickness of the first one is L1 divided by K1 into A1. Okay. All areas are same, but just represent here. Second one. Now what is R2? R2 is also conductive resistance occurred in second slab. So what is the formula? L by Ka. Now second plane thickness is L2 divided by K2 into A2 plus last RB. RB is convective resistance, that is 1 divided by H suffix B into area. Hope you understood. Now A suffix A is equal to A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A suffix B is equal to H into W is equal to, simply you can take A. Okay. Hope you understood. Now for example, in any question given TA and TB, for example TA is 100 degree centigrade and TB is 20 degree centigrade. Okay, and all other values are given, that is length given, thermal conductivity of both slabs is given, H value is given, and HA and HB values are also given. Now you have to find out Q. Now how to find out Q? See, the given temperatures are TA and TB. We know the one and only equation, delta T equal to Q into R. Now what are the known temperatures here? TA and TB. Now take delta T as TA minus TB is equal to Q into, now what are the resistance we have to take? In between TA and TB. Now what are the resistance in between T and TB? RA, R1, R2 and RB. That is RA plus R1 plus R2 plus RB. Now with the equations, by substituting all the given values here, we can find out Q. Hope you understood. So for example, after finding out the rate of heat transfer, the second question is like this: calculate T1. Now how to find out T1? Now take delta T equal to QR. Now take delta T as TA. For example, here Q is 10 watts for example. Now delta T as TA minus T1 Q into, now which resistance we have to take? In between T and T1. Now what is the resistance in between T and T1? RA. Only we have to take RA. That's it. Now we know TA value. We have to find out T1. Q is known 10 watts and RA. What is RA? Convective resistance 1 divided by H suffix A into area. Now these are given values. Now from this equation find out T1. Okay. In the same way, if you want to find out T2, then take delta T equal to QR, same equation, but now delta T as you can take TA minus T2, or if you take TA minus T2, you have to take the resistances in between TA to TB, sorry, TA to T2. Now what are the resistance from TA to T2? RA plus R1. So you have to take RA plus R1. Okay. Now from this equation we can find out T2. Hope you understood. Now what is the delta T we have to take in? We have to take those resistances in between the delta T. Right? Now next we will see plane slab connected in both combination of series and parallel. Now in this case the plane slabs connected in combination of series and parallel. So now this is material 1, material 2 and material 3 are in parallel, and this is material 4. Okay. Now, and it is surrounded by fluid medium. On the left side, one fluid having a temperature of TA and convective heat transfer coefficient H suffix E. And the right side, it is surrounded by fluid having a temperature of T suffix B and convective heat transfer coefficient H suffix B. Say TA greater than TB. Therefore, the heat transfer takes place from TA to TB. Now this is the direction of heat flow. Now from TA to T1, that is from fluid to solid surface, the mode of heat transfer is convection. Now from T1 to T2, solid object, the mode of heat transfer from here to here, conduction. Now from T2 to T3, it is also solid object, so mode of heat transfer is conduction. From T3 to T4, it is also conduction. From T4 to TB, that is solid, the right side solid surface to the fluid medium, the mode of heat transfer is convection. Okay. Now write down delta T equal to QR, total resistance. Now take delta T as, now first write down, draw the diagram. This is TA. Heat flows from temperature TA to T1. Now what is the resistance? Take RA, that is convective resistance. Next from T1 to T2, take the resistance R1, that is conductive resistance. Next from T2 to T3, we have two resistances. Those are in, so the material 2 and material 3 are connected in parallel. So the resistance occurs in parallel. So this is T3. Now the resistance offered by the second material is conductive resistance and denoted with R2. And the resistance offered by material 3 is also conductive resistance, and the resistance is R3. Hope you understood. Now from T3 to T4, mode of heat transfer is conduction. Therefore type of resistance is also conductive resistance, say R4 from T3 to T4. Next, T4, from solid surface to fluid medium, the mode of heat transfer is convection and type of resistance is convective resistance, say RB. Okay. Now heat flows in this direction from TA to TB. Now modify this diagram from TA to T1. Next T1 to T2. From T2 to T3, R2 and R3 are occurring in parallel. Okay. Now I am representing RP, that is parallel resistance. So this is RA, this is R1, and T2 to T3 parallel resistances of R2 and R3. Next, from T3 to T4. What is the resistance? It is R4. From T4 to TB, what type of resistance? Convective resistance, RB. Therefore, the delta T equal to QR. Therefore, what is the delta T here? TA minus TB is equal to Q into, now what are the resistances in between TA to TB? RA plus R1 plus RP plus R4 plus RB. Okay, now we have to take the resistances in between TA to TB. Hope you understood. Now we will see the equations for RA, R1, RP, R4 and RB separately. Right. First RA. RA is convective resistance occurred in the left side of the wall. What is the convective resistance formula? 1 divided by HA. Now, the left side fluid having a convective heat transfer coefficient H suffix A, HA. Now, what is the area? A suffix small a. Okay. Now, here area is equal to, now what is the area? Convection area H into W for first material. For first material, what is the convecting area? H into W. Okay, H into W. Next, R1. R1 is conductive resistance. In a plane slab, the conductive resistance formula is L by Ka. See the thickness of first slab and thermal conductivity of first slab and area A1. So here, what is A1? A1 is also same, H into W. Next, R2. What is R2? Resistance offered by the second material. The resistance offered by the second material is L2. What is thickness? L2 divided by K3 into its area. This area you have to take this area. So W width into height. Okay, let us say, sorry, K2 into A suffix 2. Now what is A2 here? Area of the heat flow area of the second material, width into height. That is H by 3 into W. Hope you understood. Now next one, R3. What is R3? Resistance offered by the third material. R3. What type of resistance it is? Conductive resistance. That is L3 by K3 into A3. Now what is A3 here? The heat flow area of the third material, height, that is 2H by 3 into width. 2H by 3 into width. Okay. Now next, R4. What is R4? Resistance offered in the fourth material. Thickness is L4 divided by thermal conductivity of fourth material into area, conducting area. So what is the area here? This is also H into W. Okay. Now, how to find out the parallel resistance RP? We know the formula. Parallel resistance 1 divided by RP is equal to 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. Okay. Now simplify this one. R3 plus R2 divided by R2 into R3. So RP can be written as R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3. Okay, first we have to calculate resistances. Okay, now after calculating the resistances, we have to calculate parallel resistance. Now we know R2 and R3. Now substituting here, we can find out Rp value and substitute in this equation, we get the total rate of heat transfer in the plane slab, which is connected in combination of series and parallel. Hope you understood. The next topic is thermal contact resistance. So what is meant by thermal contact resistance? In previous analysis of heat conduction through multiple layers or through composite layers of a plane slab, we assumed the contact between two layers is perfect. We assumed that the contact is perfect. There is no gap between the contacts. So, but in real practices, practically, the contact may not perfect due to the surface irregularities. So, the contact may not be perfect due to the surface roughness and irregularities. Due to this, small air gap will be present in between the contacts. We know that the thermal conductivity of air is very, very low. Example 0.025, 024 or 26 approximately watt per meter Kelvin. So due to the low thermal conductivity of air, it offers additional resistance to heat flow. See, we know that resistance is equal to L by Ka. If the denominator value is very, very, very low, the total value is very high. So resistance is very high, thermal resistance is very high. If thermal resistance is high, obviously the rate of heat transfer will be decreases. So now in previous analysis of composite layers, composite slabs, the contact, say this is layer 1 and this is layer 2. The contact, this is the contact between layer 1 and layer 2. It is perfect. Ideal or perfect contact. So due to the perfect contact, as we assumed, the temperature profile is continuous. Okay, say this is T1 and this is T2, this is T3. There is no temperature drop in between the interface. So this is say interface. Okay, here no temperature drop at interface. Okay, but in practical, okay, this is layer 1 and this is layer 2. Now this is interface of material 1 and layer 1 or layer 2. So due to the surface irregularities, the contact is not perfect. So this is actual or imperfect thermal contact. So due to the irregularities, the contact is not perfect. So the air will be trapped in between the interface. We know that the thermal conductivity of air is very, very low. So it offers additional resistance to heat flow. Therefore, the temperature profile like this. Okay, there is significant temperature drop in between the contacts, that is in the interface. So here is the temperature drop. Temperature drop at the interface due to thermal contact resistance. Now these resistance offered by the fluid and due to the spot, that is contact. So they say this is T1 and this is TC1, this is TC2, this is T2. Now in this first case there is no temperature drop, but in actual case the contact is not perfect. Due to this the air will be trapped. When air will be trapped, due to the lower thermal conductivity, it offers additional resistance to heat flow. Therefore there is significant temperature drop at the interface. Okay, now this resistance is known as thermal contact resistance, and this is depends on the thermal contact resistance due to depends on type of fluid and thickness of interface and intensity of compressive forces on the gas. Okay, hope you understood. Now write down delta T equal to QR for this case. Now delta T equal to QR, here total resistances. Now take delta T as T1 minus T2, T1 minus T2 Q. Now you have to write down the resistances in between T1 to T2. Now what are the resistances? Say this is R1 and here thermal contact resistance RC plus R2, that is R1 plus RC, that is thermal contact resistance plus R2. Okay, this is delta T equal to QR equation. Hope you understood.